Hello and welcome to Never Going Back. This is Ryan Mack. I'm president of the Optimum Institute of Economic Empowerment. This is a regular segment, an internet segment, to make sure that those individuals who are in prison and those who are recently released from prison can say that I'm never going back to prison. So we'll be providing you with tangible economic empowerment tips such as financial tips. We'll be highlighting individuals who are doing some great work in the community in this area and trying to reduce recidivism rates. We'll also be looking at entrepreneurship tips to help you start your own business. And we'll be giving you words of inspiration so that, again, you too can say that I am never going back. Look, we got a real serious problem. 2.7 million individuals right now incarcerated in this country. Over the next, this year alone, 650,000 individuals will be released into society. And sad to say, in 3 years, 60% will have had to return to prison because they've had to recommit a crime. And this is a very serious problem for us because there's no such thing as a victimless crime. So we want to make sure that instead of trying to judge you, we're going to give you tangible tools of empowerment tips so we can assist you in your process so you can say, I'm never going back. All right? So the first segment, let's jump right into it, is financial literacy. In this tip we're going to give today, again, we're going to give you a general overview of what is credit. What is credit and how does it impact you? Well, the Fair Isaac Corporation determined a 3-digit number that goes from 350 to 850. Essentially determines how responsible you've been in paying off your credit score. So if you have an 850 FICO score, it's almost perfect. 350 FICO score is pretty much the worst you can get. So essentially what we have to do is let's talk about what the Fair Isaac Corporation divides this up, and then as each week goes, we'll look at some more tangible tips, concrete tips of what you can do to start reestablishing credit. 35% of your FICO score is a record of paying your bills on time. 30% of your FICO score is your balance that you owe to your lending limit ratio. 15% of your FICO score is your length of credit history. Very serious problem for many individuals who've gone away to prison. They come back home, they have no credit history. We're going to have to teach you how to reestablish that in additional segments. 10% of your FICO score is additional credit inquiries. And the last 10% of your FICO score is a mixture of types of debt that you have. Again, it's a very broad overview. I encourage you, go to myfico.com to make sure that you can get additional tips and strategies right now. Or you can just wait till the next segment. Hopefully you don't wait. Get your own research on. Don't rely upon me only. Do your own research. Do your own strategizing to make sure that you too can assist your own journey and never have to go back to prison. This is a special spotlight segment of Never Going Back. We want to make sure that we highlighting individuals in the community who exemplify exactly what it really means to never going back. Here we have Darnell Canada. Thanks for coming down.
You're welcome, brother.
Darnell Canada has been in the streets fighting for those individuals who are formerly incarcerated himself, came out after 7.5 years, and now over 2,000 individuals in the streets have jobs, have certification because of the stuff that you've been doing in the streets through your organization, Rebuild. Now, talk to about what is Rebuild all about, and exactly what are you doing to make sure that individuals are never going back to prison?
Well, Rebuild is an organization, real economic for building unity and innovative local development. It's an organization to ensure the people who are formerly incarcerated and other hard to employ people have an opportunity to go to work and to do for themselves, and especially formerly incarcerated individuals. And Rebuild's about making sure that those people get that opportunity.
And so, and now, what sort of programs do you offer for these individuals? I mean, you're getting no funding, correct?
Correct.
And so with no funding, how are you able to survive, and what sort of programs are you offering for these individuals that are coming through Rebuild?
Well, we're offering construction jobs, but more so we're offering OSHA, 10-hour OSHA, the 30-hour OSHA. We're offering scaffold, training 4-hour scaffold. We're offering the 7-hour scaffold. We're offering confined space. We're offering air monitoring. We're offering, there's just so many that I can't even name them all right now. But we're offering a number of different training programs. We're offering green training. We're doing what we can to ensure, and recently we closed down a little, stepped back a little, and we're revamping our whole training system because we're bringing in more training where we can get people in hospitals and other places, because we want to ensure that we maximize our ability to put people to work.
And now, as an individual who spent 7.5 years in prison yourself, you came out of prison almost like a shot out of a gun. You started businesses, You not only empowered yourself, but you empowered other individuals. Let's talk to the brothers and the sisters out there right now who are just coming home from prison. What are some tips and strategies that you think that they can start employing to make sure that they can do the same things that you've been doing?
The biggest tip that I could give brothers is time. They went to jail, they got time, they got 10 years, they got 7.5 years like myself, they got 3 years, and they doing time for somebody else. Well, at least when they come out, give themselves some time. Give themselves the same amount of time or more time to do something for self. Dedicate some time to making sure they're up on time, to making sure that they follow through with their goals. And if they just do that as I did, I said I'm going to give myself at least 7.5 years to get it right, and I gave myself that, and I got it right. But even if it would have took a little longer, I would have gave myself that, because it's better than being told when to go to bed, when to wake up, when to do everything that you do as a man. It's better to come out here and be responsible for yourself and do the right thing instead of being told what to do by somebody else. And when you do that, you find it's not that hard.
And so now lastly, how do people get in touch with Rebuild? Because again, in New York City, I think that you are a great resource for an organization that gets no funding. And I have to say, this organization is doing more than most organizations with millions of dollars worth of funding, but they get no funding. How do people get a hold of Rebuild in order to utilize your services?
Rebuild's telephone number is 347-435-0503. And you can call that number and you can get in touch with us easy. Or you could call Rebuild number 5@yahoo.com.
There you go. So again, this is Never Going Back. Again, thank you, Darnell, for coming out.
Thank you.
So again, we're going to keep coming to you every single week with individuals who exemplify exactly what it means that they are never going back. So brothers and sisters, you see somebody right here that's a perfect role model of what you can do when you come out. If you have a little bit of drive, a little bit of purpose. Next segment, coming to you next time. This is Brian Mack with the Optimum Institute of Economic Empowerment, Never Going Back. And here we are with the entrepreneurship section. And we have Eric Mayo with OIEE. He is an entrepreneurship expert. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you very much.
Now, you got something for us. We got an entrepreneurship tip of the week for those brothers and sisters out there who want to start their own companies. What's your tip for the day?
Work your plan. When starting a business, it's just like building a building. You don't build a building without blueprints. Same thing with starting your own company. You want to go in, you want to have a plan. You want to have a roadmap to your success. How do you build from the ground up? With entrepreneurship, it's just like any other journey you want to take. You want to lay out that roadmap, how you want to, what's your finances, what's your strategy, what's your marketing, and it doesn't have to be super sophisticated, but you want to sit down and think through the exercise. When you work your plan and you plan your work, you're more efficient, you're more effective, and you're more likely to achieve your goal.
There you go, the entrepreneurship tip of the week. Eric Mayo is going to be a regular here on Never Going Back with the Optimum Institute of Economic Empowerment. And again, giving you entrepreneurship tips, because again, just because you got to check that box that says felony does not mean you can't create your own position. And Eric is going to be helping you do that. Welcome. I hope you learned a lot from Darnell, Canada. He's a very inspirational person. I hope you take the opportunity to get a hold of him. This is the final thought. Every week I want to give you something that makes sure you can just take home with you. Today we want to talk about mistakes. You know, I've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. There's no one that is above making mistakes. But the most important thing is, what do we do to learn from these mistakes? I actually feel that mistakes are blessings. Because what they do is they help us to navigate through the obstacles that life is going to put thrown our way, as long as we take the time to learn on them. One, and two, we don't harp on these mistakes. You know, guys, we need you in society. You know, I've always said that if you still have a pulse, you still have a purpose. So you need to be out here working, assisting us to make this world a better place. And we believe that in the fact that you can do it, but you can't harp on the mistakes that you've made. So what we want you to do is start focusing on the positive things that you've done, the positive contributions, and creating those opportunities and assisting other individuals to make sure that you can empower other individuals and just put those mistakes aside. We want to move forward. You've had your time at redemption. Now let's see if we can have some time at success. That's what we want to do out here. You know, I always say that spilled milk isn't a crime, but just another opportunity to make sure you clean your floor. So again, this is Never Going Back. Brian Mack, the Optimum Institute of Economic Empowerment. See you next time.